guys? Thank you so much joining me again for another video. This 2015 Hyundai Sonata, it has 2.4 engine. Customer brought it to the shop for check engine, keep flashing constantly, and there's no misfire. Car runs good, not running rough, it's not misfiring. And I did run the test, and with my scanner, the code that I'm getting is P1326. This is the most common code with this typical car. Customer brought the car to replace the knock sensor. I'm gonna do that, but before doing any knock sensor replacement, any parts, you need to do some tests, the latest software update, and you'll be able to check the rod bearing, the clearance, to make sure it's not an engine problem. This one I checked, it doesn't have a software update or engine problem. It's a knock sensor, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys how you can change the knock sensor. I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3 clamp off, take this cover off. I'm gonna take this intake duct off. 2, take this one off. Alright, I'm gonna take these connectors out. Make sure do it gently, don't rush it. This, make my way clear so I can take the intake off. There's 2 connectors down there, the big one and the small one. Taking off. There's another 1, 3 here. Okay, these are good. You see how loose it is? Magnet. 1, 2. Catch it with magnet. In order to remove the other one, you need to remove the dipstick. Okay. Go. Okay. This one too. Just remove that. There we go. Throttle body separated from the intake, and you don't need to drain the coolant or disconnect and remove the I took 4 bolts. These are 10 millimeters out of the throttle body, just separated. Disconnect this purge valve. This purge valve is out. I'm gonna take this hose off. That's it. I'm gonna go underneath and just remove that bottom 2 12 millimeter. I got one of them. I'm removing the other one. Yeah, I think I got the second one too. I'm using these tools. This is from AutoZone. It's really useful. Intake is shaking, it means it's loose. Bolts are the same. Yep, it's out. Alright, this is out. I'm gonna pull this out. Let's see, everything is separated. Cables, everything. Yeah. Good. I'm gonna pull this out, see. It's gonna come off. Yep. Alright. Take this hose off and okay, I have to take this one off too. I think it's better to take this hose off. Yeah. That's it. Okay, this is out too. Let's take this off. Yeah, shit, don't damage those connectors and wires. Otherwise, you're gonna get in trouble. Okay. Yeah, this bracket needs to come off too. What else? Okay, let's get. I use these tools. The way I removed it, I removed one of the knot, and I disconnect the knock sensor cable. It comes right there covering this bolt, and I unscrew. When I removed the cable, I unscrewed this one. Bracket came off, and this one need to come off. And this is the bracket that I was talking about. 1, 2, and this is the cable. Need to come off. And it's right there. Let me disconnect this injectors. Take this knock sensor off. You need to make sure. Be patient with this. Pull this locking tab away from the. Then after you pull the locking tab, there's a locking tab behind it. You need to release that locking tab. You need to have a tools. Yeah. You see this one I was talking about. This has a locking tab. You need to make sure pull it down and press this to be able to remove it, and then you have access to the knock sensor. Okay, that's the knock sensor. Put the bolts separate, and this is the knock sensor right there. All right, I'm gonna change this knock sensor. I got the parts ready to go and put it back. New knock sensor. Always when you buy parts, just make sure check the connector and check the shape, make sure it's same, all good. This is the bolts, it goes in, you put it here, you go and knead it. Need to make sure don't over tight this. If you have a torque, just use it and torque it to 20 pounds, but I just do it by my hand. I'm okay with that. Put the injector plug back and lock it in. Alright, okay, this is lock. These are good, and I'm gonna put the intake back. Okay. So let's do okay first. I don't want to forget this lower. There's a cable right there. Okay. Go ahead and put the bracket for the injector. This bracket on. You may get a little bit frustrated because of these brackets, the way it's designed and set, but you should be alright. Just be patient with it. Okay. Yes, that's it. Went in. Really important things. Make sure put the bottom bolts first. Make sure it's sit properly. Otherwise, and then put all the bolts back. Then start tightening it, because you need to make sure it line up. If it's not line up, just you should be able to move it. I'm gonna put the bottom bolts, and then come to the top, and then figure out from the bottom, from the top. And I'm gonna put the other one, the bracket bolts back underneath this intake. It's easy to find it. You need to make sure, just search it with your hands, just make sure. Yep, I got it. Yeah, put both of them in. screw, injector, and knock sensor wire back. This goes in, and put this one in. That's it. Like this. This one. All right. Checking the oil always. It's a good thing to do. This car does not have oil. Like this one, yes. This one. This one, this one. Yeah, this one can go in. This one can go in too. Zip tie it. Make sure it's not rubbing against the alternator, because sometimes if you leave those wires just hanging around, you know, they hit the alternator or hit somewhere, and just during the time create short. And I'll make sure to put some oil in this car. Is it enough? This one too. Okay, that's good. Alright guys, the job is done. Car is running good. No check engine, and we're good to go. Alright guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like something, if you did, just hit the thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you didn't. Just see you next time. Bye.